Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Thanks for watching the channel and the videos. Sometimes they go real fast and sometimes they're slow. Happy rails to you. Thanks for watching. Hi guys, welcome back. This is GMan, My World 67. Want to finish up with part 3 here of the repair of the 2 Norfolk and Western passenger cars. Well, the only thing we have left to do on the baggage car actually is put the trucks on, and I've got the trucks. The trucks came in, and we're going to get them put on. I've also got the observation car ready. I've got the top loosened on it, and it's ready to for us to work on. I've got the parts assembled for it, ready to go. So let's get at it. Okay, so as we showed in the last video, all of our repairs are done. The only thing we have left is to hook our wires up for our lights and to get our trucks on. So we're going to start by first putting on this rear truck. And we're going to hook up, I believe it's, look. This way. Okay. We're going to hook up this wire first before we go any further. This is just an extra ground. I really probably don't even need this wire actually to make this work, but I do have it on here, so I'm going to use it. Now this has the connectors on it, and I don't have connectors, so what I'm going to do, first of all, is cut off this connector. I think this is the one I want to cut off. And guys, don't, if you got connectors and you have to cut them off, and don't throw them away. Cut them off long enough so that you can use them and tie them in somewhere else if you need one. You'll be surprised at the time and money you'll save. waiting for parts or having to run down a particular type of wire or connector if you already have it or have one similar to it that you can use. Okay, I'm going to twist these together. Maybe, maybe not. These wires here on this are real brittle and real thin. On this red wire. Well, that just solved that problem for us. It just came off. So what I'm going to have to do now is separate these two. Pop this out. Twist these two together and solder them. Okay, so the soldering iron's hot and get that soldered up. Set it over here. Somebody had used modeling clay. I guess they tried to use it for an insulator. Why, I don't know. See if I can get that back on there, right? There we go. Should have brought it where it came across the top of the wheel. It's okay. And we're going to cut this one off. Well, actually, we're just going to push it back up in there. These are wired in series. I think I will bring that wire out. Bring it across the top of the wheel instead of the bottom of the wheel. Want to come out? There we go. Wouldn't be a fun project if we didn't drop something. Okay. Now I've already got an anchor, one of these, in place inside the car. Here. You can see it right there. What I'm going to do with this particular anchor, I've cut a sleeve out of an orange straw because, as you know, as you screw up into the anchors spread apart. And that's fine, that'll hold, but they usually spread out into something. This has nothing to spread out into. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the straw, we're going to put a little contact cement on the anchor itself. Around the outside of it. I'm going to make this little sleeve that I made. We're going to take it and we're going to put it down over the anchor. We'll take our screw, screw it into the anchor, and as it spreads apart, a little bit tighter. That's just about like I want it. It's pretty good. So we've got one in place. You see how the sleeve, if you can, keeps that anchor from spreading wide open, keeps that screw tight. The contact cement loves these vinyl straws, and so it has no problem anchoring, adhering to the anchor. Excuse me. Hadn't placed this one in yet, so we'll get it ready. Glue on it. Push it down on the anchor. Get our truck. Get our screw. And I'm using this type of screws and anchors because right now this is all I have available to use. for this particular job. And they work famously. We're putting trucks on something like this. Now normally I would use a shorter screw, but the holes were already a certain size in these, and though I rebuilt them and redid them, I put the same size hole back in them that was originally. Now I'm going to put a little glue down in the slot of the anchor where it has the opening, so that the glue will go down around that screw, and that will hold that in place. Plus these screws have the large head on them, and that keeps down wear. Don't have to use a washer. Now, we still have to hook up this wire here. Now the one we hooked up on here was a ground. This one's going to be our lead wire. This is not always easy to do, guys. My fingers are so big. There's no There we go. Hold it in place while I twist it. There we go. Get our trusty iron out. Solder that together. I'm not so much worried about taping on these because it's not actually going to touch anything. It's too high to touch the center rail. Thank you. Push that up in there a little ways. There we go. That's great. That's great. And we'll stuff this one back down on the inside. So there we have it. Put the roof back on. I know. Before we put the roof back on, let's check the lights. Make sure they work. Okay, here we go. And they work. All right. Here we go. They work. Isn't that great? All right. So we got our wheel sets on, lights in, all the body work is done. Lights check their work. We are ready to assemble the top. It just snaps in place. There are 2 screws that I'm not going to put in yet in case I have to make any adjustments that actually lock the top down, or screw the top down. And we have the completed baggage car. All right, so that ends that segment on the baggage car. But now we're going to begin to work on the observation. So we're going to let this one sit for a couple hours, or maybe overnight, and we'll be back.